Hello and welcome to Physicality Therapies Pilates. Today we're going to do a workout that involves a lot of our lower body and also some of our abs as well. So we're going to start off in a nice standing rest position, and the first thing we're going to do is get ourselves nicely warmed up in our lower body. So to start off with here, we're just going to set our centre. So we're going to look at rolling your hips backwards and forwards as we've done before. There will be a centering video up here for you to have a look at as well. And then we're just going to set our shoulders, make sure our head's nice and upright, feet nice shoulder width apart, rocking forwards and backwards on your feet. Just find that middle position where all of your foot is in contact with your mat or the floor. And then from here, what we're going to start to do is we're going to go up onto both of our tiptoes and back down. So we're raising our heels up off the floor and back down. And again, you're looking to maintain that neutral position. So we're starting off with the ankles, just warming those up, just doing that. And we're going to do a few more of those. So you're just going to come up onto your toes and back down. Up and back down. So it's really important not to just roll your hips forwards, maintain that control as you go up and come back down. So as you go up, you want to exhale, and as you come back down, inhaling. And inhale. Just going to do that, bring in that breathing. So then from there, we're now going to turn that into more of a walking motion. So by doing this, what you're doing is just dropping one heel back down, keeping the other one up. We're going to turn that into a walking motion. Just like that. So dropping one heel down, keeping the other one up. Again, it's not about speed, it's about control. So keeping that nice control, keeping those collarbones wide as you do it. And just keeping that pelvis just so it's not twisting too much as you go down. You will find that you do sort of drop a little bit. Try not to. Try and keep yourself nice and balanced. All that movement should come from your knees and not from your hips. So again, if you need to slow this down, just slow it down. Drop one heel, come back up. Drop the other heel, come back up. And try and get into that reciprocal motion. And then as you get it, you can start to speed that up. That's what we're going to do. Nice little warm up that. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to do the same thing, but with our toes up. So we're going to get both of our toes up, and you're going to tap one, tap the other. Tap one, tap the other. So you're just stretching out the front of those legs, keeping everything nice and calm here. And also up here, making sure you're trying to keep that balance as you do that. So doing that, and bringing those toes up and tapping back down. So we shouldn't see all that rocking, it should just be nice and controlled. And then from there, we're going to turn that into a roll down. So from here, imagine from your head, right the way down, so you're going to tuck your chin in, exhale and roll down to the mat. And then once you're there, roll back up. So again, you think about keeping that control, you're thinking about that vertebrae as that stack of blocks, and you're moving one block at a time. So you're just tucking your chin in first, tucking your head down, rolling one vertebrae at a time. You might need to bend your knees as you come down, just so that you get your fingertips to the floor. And then this time what we're going to do, we're going to roll down, we're going to come completely down onto the mat. So how that looks, you're going to tuck your chin in, and roll down, and then you're just going to walk your hands out so that you're nice and flat on the mat. Once you're in this position here, you want to get your hands by your side and again look at setting that position. So making sure that you've got nice smiling collarbones, so nice and wide with those. You want to make sure that your tailbone's tucked slightly under. And then from here, we're going to go into our swimming level 1. So on swimming level 1, what we're going to look to do is extend that leg and come back down. Doesn't matter which leg you start with, you're going to do the other one straight after. So you're going to extend that leg. So it isn't just about that motion, just bending your knee. It's about extending the whole leg. So pushing it out. Imagine you're trying to push a button on the wall behind you. You're trying to elongate. At the same time, you're keeping that pelvis nice and straight. Imagine you've got a tray of drinks across there and you don't want to let them go. And you're just going to keep doing this. Another few. So you want to exhale as you push, inhale as it comes back. So now from there we can look to speed that up. So you can look to do both legs in a swimming motion. Again, keeping that pelvic control and pushing backwards against that wall behind you. So another few seconds on that, just pushing back, getting that control. And from there we're going to turn this into a cobra stretch. So bringing both your hands in, you're going to arch upwards. So your elbows nice and soft, all that movement's coming from your back. And again, you want it to be like one vertebrae at a time. So we're just going to do a couple of those stretches. So you're going to stretch up and come back down. Stretch up and come back down. And again, you want to think about length. You want to think about elongating that neck, pushing up, making sure those shoulders stay down as you stretch into it. And come back down, and then one more, just a nice stretch for your abs and your back, just into that position. Hold now, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and relax down. And then from this position, what we're going to do now is we're going to get onto our back. So just roll onto your side, and then roll onto your back. So you want to get into that position that we've used before, where your knees are at 90 degrees, your hips nice and relaxed, and you find that middle point with your pelvis. So you've imagined that you've got your diamond on your tummy, and you're imagining from that diamond you're going to tip that forwards, backwards, side to side until you find that middle point where that marble in that diamond isn't going to roll any further. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to go up into our shoulder bridge. So again, imagine peeling every vertebrae one at a time off that string of pearls, pulling it up until we rest on our shoulders. And then we're going to do the same back down. And again, we're going to raise up into that shoulder bridge position. And from there, we're going to roll back down, tucking that tailbone under. And then this time, when we go up into the bridge, we're going to hold it there. So we're just going to breathe in and out, holding it there. And then from this position, we're really going to test our lower body. Just be in a nice straight line. So if at any point that straight line starts to fail, roll yourself back down and come back up. So that you're in a nice straight line. What you're going to do here is we're going to lift one foot and then the other foot. So we're going to roll onto our toes on that foot. And try again not to rock that pelvis. You're going to try and roll onto your toes, lifting those heels up like we did at the start. A lot harder in this position. You're going to feel a lot of a stretch down your hamstrings. Nice one to work those lower legs. We're going to do another couple on each side. And roll back down. So if you can't really see what I'm doing there, what I'm doing is I'm rolling up onto my foot, so that I'm rolling up onto my toes so that my heel is coming up off the mat as you're in your bridge position. So from there, we're going to progress that a little bit further to test sort of our hip stability now. So we're going to roll up into our bridge again, and from there I want you to just lift one leg up into a 90 degrees position. Maintain that, breathe in and breathe out, and lower it back down. And then from that bridge position again, so if you've rolled back down, roll back up into your bridge. Yeah, lift the other leg, exactly the same. So imagine across that shin that you've lifted up, there's like a tray of drinks on there, and you don't want to let that spill. So you're not rolling your leg out, you're keeping it nice and still. And we're going back down, and we're going back up with the other one, and back down. And again, over that pelvis, make sure you've got that nice straight line, and we're not rocking side to side, we're keeping it nice and neutral, and we're floating up and down, up and down. And we're going to do another couple on each side. Try and stay with me, stay in that bridge position. This is a hard exercise, really working that core and those legs at the same time. Now I've done those couple on each side, roll back down. Don't be tempted at the back of that bridge just to drop it, roll yourself back down. Then from there, we're gonna move into sort of stretching the groin area and your hips a bit more. So from there, same position as your bridge, but not going up into it. Set your neutral. All you're going to do this time, drop one leg out to the side. Sounds really, really simple. How much control have you got over these hips? How much is that pelvis wanting to get involved and rock you from side to side? Try and keep, imagine you've got little traffic lights on the bony bits of your hips. Try and keep those facing upwards as you float out and come back in. So you're rolling onto the border of the foot and coming back in. Onto the border and back in. Thinking about that control. So now we're going to go out. I'm going to hold 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And back in. We're going to do the same on the other side. Out and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Back in. I'm going to do that once more on each side. Out to the side. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And roll another one out. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And back in. Brilliant. Really good to get those working. So now what we're going to move up into is we're going to move up into our double tabletop position. So we're going to start off by just floating one leg up like we did in the bridge, but we're not in that bridge position now. And again, make sure you sort of brace these abs, but you're not looking for a massive contraction. You want to bring your other leg up to match. So in this position now, what you're going to do is we're going to pulse our arms. Just by our sides, imagine you've got little pools of water you're dipping your arms into. Nothing major, just nice little up and down, just a pulse. And this is into our hundreds level 1. We're just going to pulse our arms up and down. And again, making some nice strengthening work, both in the shoulders, but also in those abdominals, keeping that position nice and strong. So keeping in that position, keep with me. You'll start to feel that burn in those abdominals. Let's keep going. And we're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. So stop your arms pulsing And now float one leg back down and your other leg back down. Again, it's really important to come out of these moves nice and relaxed as well as we do it. You don't want to just flop back down. Again, that can stir up some issues. So from there, we're now going to sort of progress this a little bit more with our abs and into our lower body. So from there, we're going to start with some oblique prep. So our oblique prep starts in the same position that we've been in. Get you nice neutral. What you're going to do is, without bending your neck, you're going to just lean up to one side and come back down. Lean up to the other side and back down. So you're sort of peeling one shoulder off the mat and twisting it towards the opposite hip. And you're just keeping those hips nice and settled. You're just coming up and back down. Up and down. So we're going to try and do a few of these. Try and keep a nice rhythm with these. Really good one for part of the abdominals that's sort of coming round this side. It's a lot of strengthening with this oblique prep. So don't worry about your height, even if you're only getting to here. You're just taking that shoulder off the mat, that's completely fine. You're looking to sort of get that twist in. The twist is the most important bit. You're twisting into it. And again, we're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. And just relax back down there. From this position here, we're going to move this now into our abdominal prep. So this is exactly the same as your oblique prep, but instead of going to each side, all you're doing is coming up and down. You start to really feel that burn in those abs. Let's get it done. Keep a nice rhythm. Go nice and slowly. All you're doing is elongating your neck, raising those shoulders off the mat. Up you go and down. We're just going to keep doing this, keep that nice rhythm. And again, just no twist this time, just straight up. And again, doesn't matter how far up you're getting, slide your hands up your legs, that'll give you a better idea of how high you're getting each time. And try and push it a little bit each time to get that stretch in those abs. And move it up. And we're going to do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. An extra one for good luck. Up we come and back down. Brilliant. Really good workout for those abs. Done really, really well there. So now what we're going to do is, from this position here, we're going to start by doing some twists. So our spinal twists now. So we're going to keep both hands on the mat, get a nice central position, and all you're going to do is rock that lower body. The main thing with this is not to get the shoulder to follow it. Keep your shoulder blades glued to the mat and just move that lower body around. You start to feel that gives you a nice stretch into those abs as well as we do it. Just moving around. Do that for a couple of minutes. And then we're really going to push those abs and your lower body for this last bit. This last bit's going to work as nice and hard. So, one more spine twist to each side. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to come up into our double tabletop position. So again, float one leg up, then the other leg, get into that position, and from there you're going to go into an ab prep. So you're going to pull your upper body off the mat, and you're going to pulse those arms. See how long you can do it for. And hold that position, hold that position. And you keep pulsing those arms. You start to feel that burn. You're going to keep those legs in that position. Keep those shoulder blades off the mat. You're going to keep that neck nice and long. I'm going to try and go for another 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax back down. So now from this we're going to move into our cool down. So we're going to do some nice little stretches now to really get that body working and cooled down and everything stretched out that we've just used. So from there, you're going to put both your legs flat. And what we're going to do is just roll up. So you're going to roll back up and stretch and try and touch your toes. And roll back down. So again, nice controlled movement. Coming up, it will tense your abs, so try and get those abs tensed as you come up and roll. And all you're going to do now is just pulse that. So don't go right the way back down, move forwards and back, forwards and back, forwards. And touch those toes and back. And we're going to do a nice stretch now. So if again you get onto your front, so roll onto your side and then roll onto your front. And from here, tuck both legs under you, like we're in this sort of position here. So in sort of a high kneeling position. And from there, you're just going to drop yourself back to the mat, stretch forwards, dropping your head down towards the mat there, looking at your feet. Take a few breaths in that position, try and stretch a little bit further if you can, and then come back up. So I hope you've enjoyed today's workout. A bit intense with a lot of abs work, also some lower leg work and some ankle stability. So a nice little varied one. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you want different ideas and things like that. We're always looking to do more content and incorporate more in. Please subscribe and turn your notifications on for this. It really helps the channel grow and helps us reach more people. Hope to see you next time.